Man, do I gotta do some laundry. What's going on, guys? It's Jay here, reporting in from Fairbanks, Alaska. And I'm renting a cabin called Little Blue Cabin in the Woods. And there's my rental car. Man, do I need a car wash. Anyways, I just wanted to have a little quick discussion here about the Urantia Book. And, one of the criticisms it gets is that it's, basically a work of plagiarism, or lots of the, sections of the Urantia Book were regurgitated and recycled ideas from the past. And ironically, that's actually partially true, but not for the reason people bring that up. People usually bring that up to try to discredit the Urantia Book and say that it's, they try to debunk it and say it's not legitimate. But what they don't understand is the reason that some of the stuff was either paraphrasing or direct quotes from some things that we found, over the, past few thousand years of human history. And, first of all, of course, when you start reading the book and you find out that it came from celestial beings or angels or whatever, right then and there, it's automatically going to make you think, okay, this is crazy. Is it really legitimate? Can I take it seriously? And what's funny is when I first started reading it, I didn't know that it was supposedly, quote, channeled from celestial beings, even though they wouldn't use that word channeled. But for all intents and purposes, it's channeled, from basically off-world beings. Okay? Aliens, if you want to call them that. So right then and there, it's going to make people go, well, yeah, that's a little crazy. I can't take that seriously. And there's a lot of other books out there like that too that, supposedly were channeled from celestial beings. So right then and there, it throws a big monkey wrench into anybody giving it any ounce of seriousness. But what you don't understand is pretty much any religion on this planet Earth came out of sacred writings or inspiration from people or beings that were not from this world. I mean, you can go all the way up to God, and I know it wouldn't be fair to call God an alien from the way we like to explain it, the way our human definition would be. But if you think about it, God doesn't physically reside here on Earth. Okay, he's actually omnipresent. But the point is, Jesus himself would be the most influential alien this planet has ever seen. Yeah, he lived a life here, but we all know he's the Son of God. We all know he doesn't live on planet Earth. So, and then anybody that, reads the Bible knows that the Bible is inspired by God. So men didn't, quote, write the book on their own accord. They had inspiration or maybe direct, communication from God or even an angel. I mean, to look at Gabriel appearing to Mary. I mean, Gabriel's an alien, if you think about it. Gabriel doesn't live here as an angel. He lives in heaven. Okay, that's another realm. That's another, or you could think of another planet or whatever you want to call it. He doesn't live on planet Earth. Okay, and the angel who appeared to Muhammad. Okay, the angel who appeared to, Angel Moroni, who appeared to Joseph Smith, I believe is his name. So, I mean, you have all these different, sacred texts that are out there that all came here from aliens. Okay, so right then and there, you can't use that as a reason to debunk the Urantia Book, just simply because it supposedly came from an alien, unless you, completely disagree with any possible chance that there's aliens communicating with us. Then you have an excuse to say, yeah, I don't believe that. But if you believe in any religion at all, pretty much any religion except maybe Buddhism, and a few others that are more, humanistic, if you will, not believing in a higher power per se. Any higher power that you believe in automatically means you agree that there are beings who don't live on Earth that are higher than us that communicate with us. So right then and there is one, thing I would throw right back at you. Okay? Another thing is, if you were a highly advanced alien civilization and you wanted to try to get through to a primitive human race like us here on planet Earth or Urantia, how would you get through to us? Would you go and say a bunch of whatever language you speak and try to get through to us in your own way with your own word symbols and thoughts and concepts that we can't even understand or articulate ourselves? Or would you use the things that we understand the most? And what I really liked about the Urantia book is it quoted the Bible so many times. It picked the best of the best out of the Bible and used it to expand our spiritual knowledge and understanding of God. Okay? So what these quote aliens or celestial beings were doing was trying to use what we already knew. And are they going to sit there and cite everything? Are they going to be like all, uppity and go, oh, we need to have a reference page at the back of the Ranch book, 30 pages long, that it cites every single resource and source that we cited, that we use to explain? No, they don't care about our little puny little human behaviors, if you will. Like, we have to cite everything. I get that it's respectful, but it's like they're not worried about that. If we want to cite it, we can do that ourselves. They're not here to handhold us through the whole process. They come out right out and just tell us what the truth is, and they don't sugarcoat it. That's what I love about it. They're using all the best concepts and ideas that throughout human history and confirming to us that, hey, we were right about those things. So a lot of things you see that are regurgitated and recycled and, plagiarized, what have you, they're actually saying, hey, humans, you got it right. Good job. So I thought that was cool. And they're trying to get us to understand in our own language. They use our own concepts and word symbols that we already use on a daily basis, and it's part of our vernacular and part of our culture or what have you. So they're kind of downstepping a lot of these ideas that are, a lot of them are spiritual beyond our comprehension. They have far superior intellectual abilities than we do. They're using what we already know to get through to us. And that's what you would do if you're a highly civilized nation. If you try to go to, I don't know, if you go to like a tribe somewhere in the jungles and they never have any contact with the outside world, are you gonna go in there and start throwing books at them, like, I don't know, like advanced physics or rocket science for beginners, for dummies? I mean, they're not going to be going in there and providing the highest level of intellectual progress humanity's ever had and say, here's the truth. No, they're going to downstep these ideas. They're going to, if they're looking at the sky and seeing the sun and going, oh my gosh, that's God, they're not gonna come out and say, no, it's a ball of hydrogen gas, that's giving off heat and light. They're going to probably find some kind of way to come in there and slowly reveal that to them on their level. They're not gonna understand those concepts right off the bat. And it's not condescending in a negative way. It's leveling with them, and they leveled with us. Okay, they leveled with us the best way they could with words and symbols that we already had come up with. So you can look at it as plagiarism. You can even look at it as placating. But if anything at all, I would say it's relating and understanding us. And they spent so much time studying our language, how we use it, proper grammar, sentence structure, and they got to know us. And of course they had to reveal some new things to us, but they a lot of times used different ideas that we already had to expound upon it, and also explain certain things that we had partially right, but they said, no, this is really what it is. They never beat us up over our faulty understanding of the universe or even of God. In fact, they always would praise us for our advancements throughout human history. So that's what you would do if you were an alien race, okay? I think the way they did it makes perfect sense. If you were to sit a bunch of people in a room and you found this planet somewhere in, Alpha Centauri or whatever, and they had like humans that were from the Stone Age or something like that, humanoids from the Stone Age, you would sit around a room and come up with a plan to communicate to them, and you'd find a way to do it using their own language, their own culture, their own level of understanding of the universe, and start there and expand upon it, which is what they did. Okay? And we would try to find a way to do it in a way that would relate to them the most. And they know we love our sacred books. So they know we cling to our old rugged cross. So we what they did was they said, all right, they want a book. You know, they have all these books and they can't decide on which one's right. We got Mormon and we got the Bible, we got the Quran, all these sacred books, and they all fighting over in holy wars and everything. They can't decide what to believe. They can't convince anybody else. So let's write them a book, okay? A book that anybody could relate to. They take the best out of all the religions, even Buddhism, and they say, hey, you guys are all kind of right in some way, that there is a God, there is a higher power, and here's where you're right, and let's correct where you're wrong. And that's what I think is the coolest thing about the Urantia book. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.